Polish Foreign Minister Radoslaw Sikorski recently confirmed that the U.S. side had told the Russian side in case the U.S. would use conventional weapons to target Russian forces in Ukraine. On May 25, the Russian Ministry of Defense announced that its forces had taken control of the Arkhangelskoye settlement in Donetsk in eastern Ukraine, according to TASS news agency. The Russian Ministry of Defense confirmed that the Ukrainian army lost 120 soldiers, 5 cars, to Gvozdika 122mm self-propelled artillery systems, US-made M119 105mm howitzers and a Bukovale D electronic warfare station. The Russian Defense Ministry also announced that soldiers and equipment of the 57th Infantry Brigade and the 82nd Air Assault Brigade of the Ukrainian Army were attacked near the settlements of Yurchenkova and Bakshayevka in the northeastern province of Kharkiv, Ukraine.
Russia was accused of bombing a large supermarket in the city of Kharkiv. Governor Oleg Synegubov of Kharkiv province, Ukraine, accused Russia of bombing a hypermarket built in Kharkiv city on May 25th, killing at least 2 people and injuring 24 people, according to AFP. Mr. Synegubov said that 2 Russian-guided bombs hit the above hypermarket and a fire broke out over 15,000 square meters. As of now, we know that more than 200 people may have been inside the hypermarket, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky wrote on the messaging app Telegram, condemning this daytime attack clearly aimed at a civilian target. Kharkiv Mayor Igor Terekov said that according to the supermarket owner, 15 supermarket employees were unreachable and about 200 people were in the building at the time of the attack. We have many people missing. There are many injured, Mayor Terekov wrote on Telegram. The city of Kharkiv, the second largest city in Ukraine, is regularly attacked by Russian missiles, with an attack on the city on May 23rd killing at least 7 people, according to Reuters. The latest attack occurred after Russia launched a ground offensive in Kharkiv province on May 10th. Ukraine announced on May 24th that it had stopped the advance of the Russian army and was counterattacking. As of late on May 25th, there was no information about Russia's reaction to Ukraine's new accusations and statements. Russia has always denied accusations of attacks targeting civilian targets.
Has the U.S. revealed the case of attacking Russian forces in Ukraine? In an interview published by The Guardian on May 25th, Polish Foreign Minister Radoslaw Sikorski confirmed that the U.S. had told Russia that if Moscow used nuclear weapons, Washington would respond by using conventional weapons to target Russia, to Russian forces in Ukraine. The U.S. side told the Russian side that if you detonate a nuclear bomb, even if it doesn't kill anyone, we will attack all your targets in Ukraine with weapons. Normally, we would destroy them all, Mr. Sikorski told The Guardian. He also said that both China and India warned Russia not to use nuclear weapons. Foreign Minister Sikorski also said that he supports allowing Ukraine to use Western weapons to attack targets in Russia. As of late on May 25th, there was no information about the reaction of relevant parties to Mr. Sikorski's statement. NATO Secretary General called for Ukraine to be allowed to use Western weapons to attack Russian soil. In an interview with The Economist published on May 24th, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said that Ukraine can attack military targets located within internationally recognized Russian territory. It's time for allies to consider whether they should lift some of the restrictions they place on the use of weapons they have donated to Ukraine. Especially now that fighting is going on in Kharkiv, near the border with Russia. Not allowing Ukraine to use such weapons against legitimate military targets on Russian territory makes it very difficult for them to defend themselves, Mr. Stoltenberg said. However, Mr. Stoltenberg rejected the idea that NATO members could use their air defense systems to shoot down Russian missiles over Ukraine. He also opposed the possibility of NATO deploying ground troops into Ukraine. We have no intention of sending NATO ground troops into Ukraine. We will not participate in this conflict, Mr. Stoltenberg emphasized. Previously, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov confirmed that Western weapons were used on Russian soil, according to TASS news agency. Russia found a way to rule the Starlink internet network in Ukraine. Since the outbreak of the conflict, the Ukrainian military has used SpaceX's Starlink satellite internet service to communicate, coordinate attacks, and gather intelligence. However, the New York Times on May 24 quoted Ukrainian soldiers as saying that Russia had found a way to intervene and disrupt this network. Members of Ukraine's 92nd Assault Brigade said the Starlink network has been very slow since early May, when Russia began stepping up its attack on the country's northern border region. The network went down the day before the attacks and it was very slow, said a soldier with the code name Ajax. "We are losing on the electronic warfare front," he said. Minister of Digital Transformation of Ukraine Mikhailo Fedorov recently announced that Russia is testing new and sophisticated tools to disrupt the connection quality of Starlink, which is very important to Ukraine. He added Kyiv is working with SpaceX to remedy the situation.
NATO countries bordering Russia plan to build a UAV wall. Lithuania said this Baltic country and 5 other NATO members bordering Russia have agreed to build a drone wall to protect their borders against provocative actions. Lithuanian Interior Minister Aine Bilotaitė announced the above plan on May the 24th after talks with counterparts from 2 Baltic countries, Estonia and Latvia, as well as Poland, Finland and Norway. According to AFP, the plan to use unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, to protect the border was agreed upon because of security concerns in the region amid the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. However, Ms. Bilotaitė did not say when this plan will be implemented.